Today we are going to learn about expression language as part of JSP. Okay, JSP provides the flexibility to use or work with expression language. What is the importance of expression language? What is the purpose of expression language here? In the last class, we have studied JSP bean action tags. Okay, so how to work with the JSP bean action tags. But where in the JSP bean action tags, where we are dealing with the Java beans. Okay, so data we are storing as part of Java beans, and sometimes the data we are storing as part of what we can do request, right? Request or session or application scope, some kind of form we are storing the data. So whenever we are storing the data as part of request, session, scope, beans, all these things, and latter point of time, what we are doing, we are getting the data, we are extracting the data from the request or from the session or the application, whatever it may be. So here today's topic is JSP expression language. Whenever we are trying to extract the data, so whenever we are trying to extract data from the request, the user submits the okay. So user submits some data as part of the HTML form. Okay, JSP form or HTML form. So to retrieve the data from the request, what we are doing? Request dot get parameter, right? Uh, Request dot get parameter we are writing, and we are providing the what are the parameters. For example, name. User enter the name. So like this we are trying to, we are retrieving the data from the request, or similar way for the session dot set attribute, and while retrieving we are trying to get the session dot get attribute. Okay, this kind of things we are doing. So there are implicit objects, that is request, session, cookies, all these sorry, implicit object are there, by using which what we can do, we can retrieve the data, set the data and retrieve the data. That things we are doing. Okay, but today's topic is to how we can make use of expression language. In expression language, what we can do, we can do like dollar. I'm writing the syntax here, right? Dollar, then curly braces, inside that expression. Okay, mm, expression we need to provide. Instead of doing all these things, what we can do, this is, for example, this is a request parameter, right? So what we can do, we can provide param dot simple param dot name. This is param dot name. Instead of doing all these things and all these things, so what I can do, dollar param dot name, it will give the whatever the request, whatever the um, data that is sent by the user in the form of request, then we can get the param dot name, that we can do from the Java bean also we can use to get. So one by one we are going to learn, okay, as part of this video. Okay, so no need to worry. So some people like whenever studying expression language they scares. I will make I will make it so easy for you, so that it will be helpful to you. Okay, so let's start. What I'll do, I will just simply write one form here, and from that I will try to get the data, whatever the user will supply that data we are trying to give a different format by using the expression language. The objective here is the user is going to fill the form, and whatever the data user is filling, that data we are trying to extract by using the help of expression language. That is the objective here. Okay, so to start with, I will write form, and the action is simply we will display retrieve data and display. Okay, so I will name it display dot JSP. Okay, this is the action tag. Okay, if I say, okay, let me do it to rapid application. So JSP, I don't know like why it is not enabled, but for the simplicity, let me do this like HTML. I will rename again or something. HTML is fine also. Display.html. Then if I close, then you see form is enabled. Okay, so user name. Okay, username is username or employee. We will take employee name, emp ID. We'll first take employee ID. Employee ID is type input. Type is equals to text and and name is equals to emp id. Okay, this is the one thing I will take, and next employee id, employee name, emp name. These are the two things I will take. Okay, these are two things I will take. Input type is equals to text and name is equals to emp name. This is the uh, this is the things I just wanted to take. For the simplicity, what I'm doing in the form, I'll take employee ID and employee name from the user as part of the request. Okay, that I will try to once the users fill all this data, I will try to submit that. Input type is equals to submit and value is equals to submit. Okay, this makes our these things our HTML form. Okay, so fine. So now what I'll do, I will refactor again to JSP because we are working with the JSP to make the code easier. So I have renamed that. Okay, so fine. So it will now the thing is that like we will create JSP display.jsp. We'll go to the web app and here we'll create the file and display.jsp. What I'll do, I will copy this form whole things here, and I will paste that, and I will delete this form to save some time. And here expression language data display. Okay, this is the things I just wanted to highlight. What I'll do here, here first I will show the param data. Whenever the user, see, I will show you here. So it is not showing. Okay, fine. So I'll show you. Okay. Whenever let me otherwise let me start and I will fill that directly. Index.jsp, let me run this application, and this is JSP expression language. JSP expression language is apply then run. Now I'm trying to deploy the application, and okay, here you go, and I'll try to hit that index.jsp. Okay, the form will open now. Okay, from the index.jsp. Now employee ID, for example, 101, and employee name is some John. Okay, once I submit, if I go to this one, display nothing we have configured. Okay, so the request will come to this, but only this line will be sent. This line will be display. This line will be display. Okay, but I want, see, if I submit, only this line is displaying. Nothing. The data we have not received here. Okay, so for that, what we will do, we will write expression language. How we can make use of expression so that we will capture the data. Okay, so first is emp id, which is this is the employee ID. So dollar then curly braces. Okay, that is implicit object name is param. The param dot, what is that name is emp name, right? Emp name, and here I will copy that, and emp name. Okay, so this is the first one is the emp id. Emp id, this is the id, this is the this one, and here I will, what I will do, I will set this one as, and is equals to param data, and for this one I'll do like this, and I will close b, make it bold, some kind of things I am adding here. Okay, b, okay, param data, then I will give one line break here. Okay, so this will print all these things. Okay, So now go to this, what I have added. I am trying to get this one, employee ID and employee name from the param. Okay, I have used the expression tag here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go and refresh this one. I'm getting param data is displaying, but employee ID this one and this one, it is not displaying. What is the issue here is like from the JSP, if you see from the JSP 2. I think 2.0, it gives the support for the expression language, but we are not using we are using the latest Java 17 and all this stuff. So for that, what we have to do, we have to use the correct configuration for the web of things, right? Okay. So for that, what we have to do, we are using Tomcat 10, right? For that, the configuration we need to do here. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll copy from the web.xml file from the Tomcat itself or the documentation. Okay. So I have copied and I have paste. Okay. I have copied and I have pasted here now. So let me okay, only I have pasted here now. Let me go to this one. Nothing we have to do. So what we have to do, we have to refresh this one. Okay, param name and param data. Okay, what we are doing, we are writing this code. We are writing this code, employee ID param data. So for that, what we have to do, page we'll do some formatting kind of. So once that is done, then let me copy this BR to give the line break, otherwise the same line it will print. Nothing I'm doing, so only the line break I'm giving. Okay, so this is the things I can do. And here if I give some kind of this one expression tag, and if I print to give line space, and this one I'll close. I have written the expression tags to give the this line purposefully. I have written that. So what I am doing here is like I am printing with I am displaying with the help of expression language. Okay, if I go to this one, expression language 101 and John, if I click submit, then as you can see, param data employee ID is 101 and the employee name is John. So this is the data we are getting. Okay, fine. So now we'll go to next. The data this data we are getting, reply ID is 101 and John. Now this is the param data we are getting. So what I'll do, I'll copy this line again I will copy this line and give. So here I am showing this line, and this line also I am requiring. I'll paint this, and again here we'll write, instead of param data, what I'll do, I'll write request scope data, request scope data. So here what my intention is, I just wanted to retrieve the data from the request scope that is supplied by the user. Okay, so what I'll do for that, request dot, my intention here is like I just wanted to retrieve the data from the request scope. So for that, what I'm going to do here is request dot set attribute, right? Attribute, what I'll do, attribute, and the key value format, right? So this is I'm going to write as ID, and the value is right. What I can do, I can write this whatever the value will get from the request, that value I'm going to write. Okay, I'll close this, and this is the things I just wanted to write, and control D, and here I will write name employee name. Once I get that, what my intention, I just wanted to print that. Okay, so these are the Java code, right? To print the Java code, what we have to do here is like we have to write the some tags, right? The scriptlet tag or expression tag. Here I'm going to write the expression tag, sorry, scriptlet tag. Okay, scriptlet, then closing the scriptlet. Okay, this is the Java code, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so this I have set to the request. Then the implicit object is request scope, request request scope. Okay, so let me got this first one is emp id. This is the employee id, and what I'll do, I'll print by with the help of expression language, and this is the things I just wanted to print, and I'll print request scope dot what we are doing. This is the id and this is the name. This is the name. Key is id. Key is id, and if I copy this again, this is the employee emp name. Okay, this is the name. Okay, fine. Okay, what we are doing, we are trying to set the attribute, and in the key value format, this is the key. If I give the key, this is the value we are getting, and that based on the key, we are trying to get request scope dot id. This is the way we should get. Okay. So now let me go to this browser and try to give some other data 100, and this is Smith. This time Smith. If I submit this one, some error occur. Insert semicolon to complete the method invocation. Okay, request scope data. Okay. So what issue we got? Display complete syntax. Insert this one to complete this method. Okay, so go to this, we'll see this is the one employee id, this is the expression. Okay, so why this tag is not required, this is tag, it should close this one. Okay, so what we are getting, we have writing the java code. So java code should be inside the tag. We have written the tag outside. Okay, so we have written all these things, and finally we are with the help of expression language, we are trying to get the id and the name. I'll go and I will submit 1001, and the name is Smith. I will try to submit. So what I am doing, I am setting the attribute to the request scope and trying to with the ID request.get parameter employee ID, and name is request.get parameter this one. Okay, and finally I am printing this one. Okay, let me check request scope. Then after that employee ID br. Let me give this one br here. Okay, fine, doing nothing. So request scope set attribute, I'm trying to get from the request scope dot id. Okay, if I go to this one and try to submit 103 and Roy, if I try to submit, then param data is this one, and request scope data is employee id this one, employee name is Roy. Okay, the same thing I'm getting for this one. Okay, so what I'll do, I will write one br here. Okay, so let me copy these things, copy these things. I'll show you. I'll show it for another scenario, another one scenario. Okay, request. Instead of request, I just want session. The session scope I just wanted to show you. This is session scope data, that attribute. So ID 1, and this is name 1. Okay, and employee ID, employee name I just wanted to show you here, and this is ID 1, this is name 1. Okay, this is the session. This is the session, and this is the session I just wanted to set. So once I set, this is the not request scope, this is the session scope. From the session scope, I'm trying to get the data with the help of expression language. Okay, so before that we have seen param, how we can get the data from the param with the help of expression language, and from the request scope with the expression language, and here with the expression language from the session scope, how we can get the data. Okay, fine. So let me try go to this one, and if I refresh, then let me retry again. Okay, restart. I don't know what is the issue, but let me restart the server. Which generally we should not restart, but this is giving a set attribute requested id 1 name 1, and that we are trying to print with the help of expression language, right? Okay. uh, Running, and if I go to uh, 111. If I submit, then I think it is not okay. Let me restart this one server. One employee ID 101 and employee name is some Smith. Okay, Smith. I'm trying to submit. Now you are getting the param data. We are getting the same output. Request scope also you are getting the same output. Session scope also getting the same output. I have used actually the implicit object of the expression language session scope, and here you can write a request scope, param, all these are expression language implicit object. So similarly, we have another implicit object, so that you got the idea how to work with the expression language. Okay, but for all other implicit objects, you can try from your side. Okay, so that's all for this expression language. I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay, thank you. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Thank you.